Hi guys, welcome back to Creative Frenzy. Okay, today I just wanted to work in my board book. So I wanted to do something a little bit different. I did lay down some gesso and some color, just some dollar store paints, some pink and some aqua. I believe it's aqua. Deep turquoise, there you go. I don't have much left. It's one that I use quite often apparently, and I can't find it anymore. So I'm using it sparingly. And I thought I'd use this page for, well, a summary kind of layout. And I'm just going to use some stencils. I'm keeping it simple today. Nothing too spectacular. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know. I thought I would just have some fun and take you along with me. So this stencil I got at the dollar store a long time ago. I'm pretty sure it was the dollar store. So yeah, it's one of those fun kind of layout combinations. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, how it works, how it turns out. That's the word I'm looking for. So I thought this was a really cool design. Not your typical thing you would use for seaweed. I wanted to make a summer layout with this seahorse. Now this is going back to some really old stenciling. I got it in a book, and it's paper, but it's covered in like a plastic sheeting or something like that. But you have to cut out all the little pieces, and so it's going back a ways. So I'm taking out some old stencils and figuring out what I want to do with it. So that'll be interesting. I'm gonna grab some greens. Excuse me. I'm going to grab a couple of greens and just sort of mix those up and see what I can do. Alright, move a few things out of the way and then we'll go from there. So I do have a glass palette over here. I'm just going to put it on there. I was going to do it on something else today, but I think I'll just put it on here. Hopefully I don't mess up my clothes today, because sometimes these paints don't want to come out very well. Anyway, we shall see. And this one's a bit too liquidy. I think we'll just find something else. Just want a nice dark green. I basically have 3 greens going on. You can use any colors you want, really. If you want to make pink seaweed, go ahead. It's your world. Make it any color you want. So I was going to use a brush or a sponge, but I think I'm just going to use a baby wipe. I'm just going to keep it simple. I don't even want to use, you know, we'll see how it goes. I don't know. It's catching on to the plastic a little bit, but I want it to look kind of like a sea sponge kind of thing. I know it's not really meant for that, but that's in my head what it sort of feels like. So the last few last few weeks we've had really hot weather here in Ontario, and oh my goodness, it's been crazy hot. The grass is dying basically because we have not had any rain in quite some time. So it's a little bit crispy out in the front lawn, which is crazy. But you know, trying to conserve water. The grass will come back eventually once it gets, you know, raining again. But for now, it's looking a little brown. So we're just going to leave it, and it'll do its own little thing. I don't know about the rest of the world, but, you know, here, summer is in full force, even if it's only just barely begun. It's a little bit on the crazy side if you think about it. So the key with these intricate stencils, I find, is just don't move it. Just keep on adding color over top until you're happy with it, and don't move the stencil, because once you start moving it, your design becomes a little bit blurry and not as clear. So, which is why I like to do it in different colors, because it's not going to be very opaque, because the background is so strong. And I could use ink for this, but you know, we're using paint today. It's okay. I just want it to look like a little bit of an underwater scene kind of thing. All right. So yeah, we've been spending quite a bit of time in the pool, just swimming. My grandson is in the pool. He's just a wee little guy, and he's enjoying it. We got him, his mom and dad got him a little floaty to go in the back pool, and he loves floating around and kicking in the water, and he's living his best life this summer, so he's enjoying it, which is a lot of fun to watch. So it's nice to see other people enjoying the pool, and not just, you know, having it all to myself. So just kind of nice. There we go. Okay. Maybe a little bit more over here. I'm concentrating more on one side than the other. I find too with these double page layouts, I don't know about any of you when you're doing them, but it's difficult to sort of guess where you want your main topic to be. Your main picture, you know what I mean. Anyway, so I would rinse this out, but I don't have any water in here at the moment. So anyway, let that dry a bit. I was thinking of doing some, oh, let's see. I was going to do some more stenciling, but maybe what we'll do is we'll get some, I got these from AliExpress. They're just background art journal stamps. So I thought I'd do some of that. That'd be fun. So let's see, which one should I do? Maybe this one. It sort of looks like seaweed. I don't know. We'll go with it. Grab my ink. And then we'll go from there. I'll let this dry a bit. We can always come in with a paint pen and make it a little bit stronger if we want to. Oh, this stays on his dry eye. My goodness. Okay. So not that one. Let me grab another one. I had to break down and finally buy a new distress ink, because my other one was like 20 some odd years old, and it was dry as anything. It just did not want to do it anymore. So I was like, all right, well, this one's not doing much either. Hang on a second. This does not seem quite right. Alright, I don't know what's going on here. Wow. This is crazy. It's not doing anything, really. This is my newer one. I don't know what's going on here. Is it supposed to be that light? I don't think so. Alrighty. Well, you know what? One more ink pad to go through. When you least expect these things to happen, they happen. It is the weirdest thing. Alright, let's try this one. Good archival. Alright, there we go. I guess I need to put some more ink refill in the other ones. Okay, that's better. Wow. All right. So I kind of like the idea of, you know, making it look like seaweed, I suppose, to some degree. Or even just to frame the page, which is kind of cool. Because sometimes when you do these art journals, it can be a little bit too expansive, I suppose. This way, if you frame it in a little bit, I don't know, just winging it here, just having fun. But I like framing it in because then you can sort of get a better view of the bigger picture. And it doesn't always work 100%, but that's okay. Because I'm nearing the end of this book, so it's kind of difficult to... There we go. Get the paper on there, or the paper straight. It is a board book after all, right? So it's a little bit more difficult to get flat and a proper imprint. See what I mean? Yeah, it's okay. I could do it, you know, take it off the block. Okay, you know what? Let's take it off the block. That's a little bit better. I think I'm just going to get messy. It is what it is at this point. Yeah, it scribbles anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's all good. Just go with the flow. When you take one of these nondescript kind of stamps, it really is kind of interesting how you could just sort of, you know, fill in the gaps, and it doesn't really matter too much. That's kind of cool. So I'm happy with that. So that frames it a little bit more. That's a little bit easier to work with. Otherwise, I feel like you need to fill in every single space. I don't know, maybe it's just a personal pet peeve. I don't know. So we'll do it like that. Let's see, do we need to dry that maybe? Feel free to fast forward through this if this bores you. Now we need to decide whether or not I want to stencil my seahorse, that's the name of it, right onto here, or if I want to do it on a separate piece of paper. I think maybe a separate piece of paper. So let's see, what shall we put it on? We'll set that aside for a minute, and then we will get some paper. What do I have a lot of? Oh, I have this watercolor paper. That'd be kind of cool. It's a bit thick, but you know what? Let's do it anyway. Let's go for it. Alright, so in this case, we can use these watered down acrylics. Let's see, what color should we make it? I mean, we can make them any color, but I think some yellows would be really pretty. Grab a palette. We could obviously do it in watercolors, but this is close enough. I'll just mix the two. And then we'll add some orange, I think, if we have any. I don't think I have any. This is close. It's more of a tan color. Oh, it's an orangey yellow. Sure, we'll go with it. Let's see. Can we use this? Maybe. All right. I mean, it is going to be a little bit watery regardless, so I don't know. We'll just sort of experiment. It might take a little bit too long to dry. Alrighty. Again, the trick is not to move the stencil, just leave it alone. I always have a habit of trying to see what it looks like underneath, which is not helpful because then it takes forever to line it back up again. Okay, you know, these are sprays, but the nozzles don't quite work anymore the way they should, so I don't even know if I can get it open. Oh wow, I can't. Okay. Oh, no, there we go. Perseverance. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit onto the craft mat, and then I will get a brush, because that might make it a little bit easier. And just grab one of these. Oh, there we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Definitely much brighter. And some of the color from the brush is coming through. That's okay. It gives a little bit more depth. Ooh, I like that. There we go. That really makes it stand out nice. Let that dry for a bit, and then we can cut it out. So we need to decide what else we're going to do here. I think maybe some splashes are in order. Oops. Let's see. I bought some at the Dollar Tree. I think a Dollar Tree? Yes. I bought some sprays. Where did I put them? Here they are. From Crafter's Square. So I bought whatever color they had, and I decided, you know, I needed all the colors, of course, and I just decided to have fun. So let's see, what should we spray it with? Ooh, some coral. Yeah, a little bit of coral, I think. We could do all the colors if we really want to. We can go all out. I've never used these yet, so we'll see if it actually works. Let's spray it onto here for a second. Whoa, okay. That is corally. All right. Stand back. Oh no. I sprayed most of my desk. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna oh my goodness, this is not working out the way I wanted to. But you know what? It's fine. It's all good. I didn't get my clothes, at least. It's fine. Let's see. Coral is pretty darn bright. Let's do some of this one too. I'm not going to spray it because that is a lot of spritz. My goodness. Although you never know until you try. Although the wetness is making it look more like puddly, which is kind of cool. So when it dries, I think it'll be interesting. So either way, it's an interesting result. I'm going to try some of this too, because it is kind of cool. Because why not? Like I said, I haven't used any of them yet, so it'll be fun to try different colors. I'm going to try this light pink also. And I think that should be more than enough color, because this is going to take a little while to dry. Oh, that's kind of cool. So when you do it on wet, the splatters become more interesting, which is kind of cool. So they spread a little bit. That's neat. Okay, now we're going to dry it. So again, if you want to fast forward through that, by all means. But I'm going to see if I can move it with my heat gun a little bit. Alright, like I said before, I don't edit my videos, so this is all real time. Mistakes and all, and the noise. I apologize for that. So again, you know, if you don't want to watch paint dry, fast forward. That is the beauty of YouTube, you know, just hit that fast forward button, or double speed, or whatever, you know. You can even skip right to the end to see the end product, since I don't even know what it looks like yet, so. But as you can see, it's more or less dry. It's still a little damp in some places, but that's okay. We can come in and dry some of that up. Some of the splashes, I like the way they are, so I'm just going to leave those alone. And I'm going to cut out my seahorse. Had I done this on a thinner paper, it probably would have been better, but it's okay. It's fine. It's boring watching people cut, but you know what? Hopefully you're crafting along and, you know, you're cutting some of your own things for your next project. Whoops. You know, maybe you're working on an art junk journal or a junk journal. Maybe you're doing more art pages. This board book I got from our local library, and I'm turning it into, you know, an art journal book, so which is kind of fun. What I like about board books is that they can take a lot of mixed media without any real sagging of pages and things like that. So That's the one thing I do like about it. So anyway, again, you know, summer pages should be colorful and fun, I think, anyway. So we'll see where we put them. Probably over here. Now, do I want to ink the edges? Probably, yes. I think we'll do that. Because it makes it stand out more and look really cool. I'll use black because I used black on the perimeter of the page, so we can do with this too. No, I didn't do a perfect fussy cut. Fussy cut is not my favorite thing to do, which you may or may not know about me. Simply because I don't have the patience for it. I know, right? I think most of us probably don't, but that's okay. The idea is there. So that looks kind of cool. Now you can come in with your paint pens and do all kinds of cool things with that. That would work too. Let's see. What else does it need? I don't know. You know what? I think he needs something. I don't know what, but something. Sometimes, you know, when I go into do these art journal pages, I don't always have a full vision of how I want things to look. It's more of a process, really. I usually tend to create in stages, so it's very difficult for me to think about an art journal page in its full capacity. So, you know, from start to finish, I don't really have the full scope of it in my head. I just have an idea. Whether or not it pans out, because I film, you know, in real time, it takes a little bit longer. So some of my videos are kind of long, and I apologize for that. But, you know, like I said, if you're creating along with me, you could probably, you know, appreciate the amount of thought that goes into these journal pages. Because I'm sure we all have these, you know, issues with our junk journal or art journals, right? And we tend to, you know, overthink things sometimes and make it more difficult than it needs to be. So I think it needs a little bit more something over here. I'm going to grab my teal. So this is just water soluble, but I just wanted to put something over here. I don't want to add it afterwards. I just use my wet baby wipe just to deepen the color over here. I don't know, for some reason it needs something. It's a good way to add some color where you want it. And it just looks like a watercolor, right? So it's kind of cool. That's what I like about it. And then I can put something here. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. There we go. Yeah, there was a lot of, I don't know, something wasn't quite right for me, but this is the way I'll do it. Now for glue, and of course I don't have any here. Hold on. Sometimes I wonder how I get things accomplished in here. Oh my goodness. It's funny because, you know, I don't always plan out all my videos, and I just sort of do things on the fly. It's like, oh yeah, I feel like doing this today. And then I'll get my camera out, but I haven't thought everything out yet. So, which is why it looks a little bit, you know, spur of the moment, which is basically how I operate. Spur of the moment. All right. So there we go. Again, you know, you can go in with your paint marker or someone else. But now I've got this little space here to write, which is nice. So I am going to, I'll start with black. I got these at Walmart, which is, you know, they're fairly decent priced. I mean, they're not Posca pens or anything, but they do a pretty good job. If your handwriting is a little, you know, circumspect, if you're not too happy with your own, handwriting, then, you know, just play and see what you come up with, because, you know, just thickening the lines here, and then you can outline with another color, which is a lot of fun because it makes the letters stand out more. And had I planned this better, I probably would have done summer a little bit differently, but that's okay. I'll probably do a little sun here. I don't know. My poor little guy is not sticking too well. Just to bring the yellow back in, we'll do it this way. I just sometimes wish they'd dry a little bit quicker. Let's see, we could do some doodling. So, we'll draw a little fish. Are they to scale? No, of course not. Why would they be? Do they have to be? No, of course not. Just do it any which way you want. I'm just playing. It's just a suggestion of a fish. It does not have to be perfect. It's just for fun. A little doodle fish. Or goldfish. They look more like goldfish crackers to me, but that's okay. I like goldfish crackers. There, I'll let those dry. We'll speed it along. I just realized basically what I've done here is created a fish tank. Anyway, it's cute. I like it. So we're just gonna trace around. You don't have to use a stencil. You can if you want. If you want to use stamps, you absolutely could. That'd be cute. I'm too lazy to get them out, so. And as you have seen, my stamp pads don't work too well, so we'll do it this way. It's a little rough underneath because of the gesso. Oh my goodness, I applied it with a gift card, or yeah, a plastic card, so it's not the smoothest surface. That's all right. There, we can introduce another color. Just one more. I think we need a little more green. always test it on a scrap piece of paper just so I know that it's not going to mess up on me. Just to add some interest. And I'm going to give all my little fishies some eyes. Although this is a fairly large tip, so we'll see if this works. Oh, there we go, just little ones. There we go. You can of course add anything else you want, but I'm quite happy with that. It'll have to dry, of course, before I can do anything else, but there we go. Alright. We got there in the end. I could add more color, but I'm going to leave it at this. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.